With badges like this and this, you might expect a performance machine like Camaro or Corvette, so Sonic may not sound familiar. It's Chevy's new subcompact competing with Accent, Fiesta, Fit, Mazda 2, Rio, and Yaris. That means it's affordable, starting at $14,500. This loaded LTZ model is $19,500.
I don't normally focus on where a car is assembled, but Sonic is unusual in that it's the only one in its class to be screwed together in a country called Michigan. I'll have to look that one up on the map.
The Made in the USA label is a plus for some. Others will be reminded of GM's past small cars, Aveo, Metro, Chevette, Vega. So let's take a good hard look at Sonic starting here. Both the standard and this turbo 4-cylinder engine make 138 horsepower. The $700 turbo adds a healthy dose of oomph off the line, plus a 6-speed manual instead of 5 cogs. Clutch take-up is on the high side. A 6-speed automatic is only available with the standard engine. Sonic isn't as fast as a Blue Hedgehog, but the turbo motor is quick, 0 to 60 in around 8.5 seconds.
Find your favorite twisty road and Sonic will show you a good time. The suspension is really buttoned down.
It's a good blend of comfort and sport. Sonic is fun to chuck around while you're doing errands. It's also on the quiet side for this class. Sport bike riders will feel right at home behind this readable cluster, but much drier in the rain.
I like the tight turning radius. Too tight.
Surprising that the turbo engine gets the best gas mileage, 29 city, 40 highway. The cockpit is what you'd expect these days in class, nothing rich or expensive, but it all works well. Seats are supportive and covered in low-maintenance faux leather. Heated, too. Sonic talks natively to phones and iPods. There are stash spaces everywhere, even a place for parking garage tickets. No covered storage here, though. Hands will be happy to hang on to this. There's even a little extra shiny stuff so it doesn't look low rent. The switchgear feels decent with a smooth feel. There's even auto up operation. I favor the LTZ simply because the less expensive models have a seat fabric pattern so loud, you might actually be able to hear it. In the back, there are belts for 3. 2 adult passengers will be okay here. There's just enough leg and foot room for average folks. Sonic has 10 airbags, including side impact bags in the rear. No armrest, door storage, power port, door trim, or center headrest though. Only 1 seat pocket and cup holder. That's all pretty standard in the crowd this Chevy runs with.
Sonic is available as a sedan, but the hatchback, really, it's much more usable. I think Americans are finally discovering that.
Hide your laptop computer here. The cover keeps prying eyes out. Nice to have details like these on an inexpensive car. Even a spare tire. That's becoming rare these days. With the cargo bay maxed out, Sonic just manages to hold 5 packs of the 2-ply. Not bad for a small car. What it all boils down to is this: Chevy has finally built a great subcompact car. Buyers get a reasonable price, decent style, modern tech, and a bit of pep in its step. Fun to drive, too. Sonic should be making some noise in the small car segment. As I've said before, I don't care what kind of car anybody buys, but it annoys me when people don't do their research. Sonic is a perfect example of why that's important. It is head and shoulders above anything the General has ever done in this class. So if you're shopping in this segment, do yourself a favor and take a look. This car is competitive. And while it doesn't seem like there's much difference between the 2 engines on paper, there is. Drive both the regular and turbo to find out for yourself.
Front-wheel drive cars that have a little extra power often have something called torque steer. That means under hard acceleration, the steering wheel can tug. Sonic keeps it pretty much in check.
A final note, the turbo runs on regular grade fuel, so fill-ups won't cost any additional money. That's kind of important. This is a budget car.
That's my take on the Chevy Sonic LTZ. Part of the reason I like it is that it's got a sporty demeanor, but if you want more of that, just wait a little while. Here are some still shots showing the new RS version that Chevy's announced. Yeah, it gets the normal trim with a rear spoiler and rocker moldings, all that sort of stuff, but it's lowered, gets a stiffened suspension, and performance-tuned dampers. It also gets sports seats and a thicker steering wheel with flat bottom design. The 1.4-liter turbo engine remains the same at 138 horsepower, though the 6-speed gets unique gear ratios. Isn't it nice that the RS isn't just a trim package? If you're interested, it goes on sale sometime in the spring of 2012. In the meantime, that's Driven. I'm Tom Voelk.